Satnam! Happy new moon in Aries. And this new moon has a sister waiting on the other side. And that is another new moon in Aries on April 19th at 29 degrees. So here is one of the most potent weeks of your life. Yesterday we had the spring equinox. Today, a new moon in Aries. And on Thursday, Pluto's going to go into Aquarius. And that Pluto in Aquarius is going to sextile the sun in Aries. And Pluto is beginning this journey. It's going to go in and out a little bit here in 23, and then in and out at the beginning of 24, and then it's going to stay in Aquarius. This is the beginning of a revolution of love. And this time of this Aries sequence, so right now, the new moon just happened at 10:23 in California. Check your time zone wherever it is, but wherever you are, it's just a different time, but you are sitting in the 1 degree of the sun and the moon. And that degree is all about using the Aries energy for self-love. And in order for us to really embrace self-love and have the gifts of self-love, we have to have forgiveness. Forgiveness of self, forgiveness of each other. When we don't forgive, we are not in our bodies. And when we're not in our bodies, we're missing our life. Presence, the gift of forgiveness is being present in the body. And that's the only place we can receive love. I love you so much. I want to personally invite you to an amplification of this energy that you're feeling. As we sit here today in this new moon, and on Thursday, the Pluto, this is huge. Pluto moves in 11 to 30 years in each sign. That's a lot. So the one we're going to go into is going to be 20 years. The longest, because Pluto has an oblong rotation around the sun. It is always the outside planet, except for once every 158 years, whatever, Neptune actually gets behind it because of its oblong rotation around the sun. I love all this. Not just astrology for me. It is the cosmic cosmology that's so important. And what's important about this is the revolutionary, the door opening today. The door opening to a whole new you. Something monumental is changing in you based on your self-love. And when you look at where your Aries is, it's telling you where you need to love yourself better. For me, it's my midheaven. It's my legacy. It's my career. It's not necessarily how I make money, but it's how I show up in the world and someday when I go to be remembered. Yours might be in the relationship house. It might be in the karmic house. All of that is what is being healing. And then we're going to have a second new moon in Aries, and that's the 29th degree. It's also a solar eclipse. And that will begin the new lesson, because we've been in a lesson of Taurus and Scorpio. We are now going to go into the lesson towards the end of April of Aries and Libra. Very different. It's going to be about you and how you are in relationships. You and how you are in relationships. You and how you are in relationships. And we want to be with you in that. The key is to invite in liberation. And liberation does not come without forgiveness. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the heart, that frees us up from being stuck in our own self-hatred, and also when we don't forgive, there's this essence we want to punish. We've got to let that go. Divine Ma and Pa are handling it. This is their abode. Truly, the biggest cause of depression is overly thinking about yourself. Now, this is monumental because when you think about Aries, Jesus was an Aries. And yet his entire innocent heart was in service to humanity. That is the grandness of Aries. And that's what we get to grasp on. But we can't have, yay for the hearts, I love you, thank you. We can't have that kind of forgiveness and self-love without self-love, right? So the one thing about ascension, the one thing that we sometimes don't think, and I'm talking about Jesus because he was in Aries and Aries seasons in Easter, It has everything to do with he loved himself so much that he knew his Father. And he knew he was his Father's son. Our lack of self-love is what keeps us from really embodying, I'm a daughter of God, I'm a son of God, right? And when we don't know who we really are, when we don't really have that power, and we don't know we have the big man and the big mom upstairs looking after us, then we try to take care of it ourselves. And we're really not supposed to take care of justice. We have those systems, but I mean in personal life. We're supposed to show up, be honest, love, and forgive. Now, when we forgive, what that looks like is we may be, let's say we're dealing with a narcissistic person. We are not forgiving their narcissism towards us. We are forgiving their narcissism towards us. We are not saying they're a bad person. We're forgiving the behavior. And some people are really hypnotized in their bad behavior. So that doesn't mean like we're going to have them over for dinner every week. But it does mean we understand and we separate the behavior from them and we pray for them. And wouldn't you like people to do that for you? So here's the thing. Today is all about self-love, being the individual you are and showing up and able to forgive yourself. You are not the results of your past. Let it go. Show up all the way today. Brand new. Aries is, duckies and bunnies and lambs, It's Easter. It's birth. It is birth. And then we are going to get another new moon in Aries at 29 degrees. And that is the Virgo degree. That means, what will we become? So during this season of Aries, it's going to be about self-love, trusting our feelings, and taking action that creates a new us. Self-love, trust your feelings, take an action, and we're going to evolve. I want you to join me tomorrow. It's all over Great Divine Flow's Instagram, website. It's getting pretty packed for in-house, but Zoom is still obviously wide open. We're doing a 40-day global meditation, and it's on liberation. This has a beautiful mani. You know how sometimes you get all spiritual, you get all feeling good, but everybody around you is kind of sad and toxic. And this particular energetic thinks about that and helps you with forgiveness, helps you with manufacturing so much love and light that it actually seeps into your environment and takes them with you. Hallelujah, hallelujah, right? So this is super huge. And then we're going to do the Leia mantra with the confidence mudra. I want you to sign up for the 40-day inspiration. It's $40. It's $1 a day. This time is going to be, wow, monumental. I'm going to give you in the portal 3 practices, somatic practices that help us get in the body so we can forgive, so we can be liberated. We're also our pep talks are going to be very specific on tools that we can use that help us forgive, liberate, and shine. You're going to be guided in this through the whole 40 days. Here's what a 40-day sadhana is. It usually starts off with like the big celebration like tomorrow. We're all together and it feels great for about 2 weeks. And then that's when the soul says, hey, baby, I want you to look at this thing. This is the thing that hurts. And this is what we need to forgive for liberation. It always gets in. And where it looks, so this liberation energy is going to look at where the Aries is in you. So for mine, it's in the 10th house. Yours, and we will discuss that with the ones that are on the personal journey. You will get a signature personal to you from me. So I just want to do this with you. I want you to be in this for 40 days. Give it a try. It's going to blow your mind. People that have done it, do it again and again. There's people from Canada and Hawaii and New York and Japan and obviously Vista, California and San Diego. Because, and here's the thing, we do the beginning of this meditation, the liberation, is going to use what we call a purdy. And this is a more intricate use of mantra. And if you're new to this, I'll teach you a breath technique to really deeply listen. And then for those of you that are experienced with mantra, we will help you learn how to say this words. And here's what I want you to know about these more intricate mantras. So Waheguru, Waheguru. That's a beautiful mantra. It sets up a vortex of an overall cleansing and brightening, which is wonderful. All the simple mantras do certain things in a general way. Purdy's are not like that. They are like Divine Ma having a spiritual laser going directly at something that has to be removed in order for you to upgrade, in order for you to shine. We started doing these in the middle of 2020. We did it. What's today? In the middle of 21, sorry. And then all through 22, and then this is our first one, our second one in 23. It's monumental. You just got to try it. And do the $40 for $1 a day, because then you'll be with Tony and I, and we will guide you through it. But whatever you decide to do, there's no getting away that this is the new moon, and it's in Aries at the 1st degree. This is about that soul light inside of you and you being present in your body and feeling what a blessing it is to be human. You are 100% human and divine. Your divinity is so merciful and so intoxicatedly in love with your humanity. It knows how hard it is. And this 40-day wants to help you with your community at GDF forgive as much of your past as you can. Forgive as much of your own words and actions as you can, so you can be in the body temple. You know, Jesus said, there is no ascension without the body, the physical body. And how do you ascend? Because we can't be in the body if it's super painful. Right? We're not like crazy. The reason we jump out of the body is because, owie, it hurts. Well, he also said you need the logos, the word, mantra, chanting, and the pranas, the breath. And in Kundalini Yoga, Guru Nanak sits on the throne with the Christ consciousness. It's like, if you think about it, 1400 years later, after the Christ leaves the planet in his body, this regeneration of how to be in oneness consciousness. That is the Holy Grail. That is what all of the great masters are helping us at, and that's where they're taking us to. And that's what this new moon is all about. And that's what the 40-day is about: liberation and forgiving ourselves, and forgiving our moms and dads, and forgiving the man that broke our heart, and forgiving the best friend who used us. It doesn't mean we forgive the behavior. We forgive the behavior. We forgive the person, because they are not just their behavior. And just like you're not your past. Your past does not have to define you. But in order for that to actually be true, we have to change, right? The reason we don't forgive ourselves is because we keep doing the same dumb shit, right? It's like, I'd forgive me if I didn't think I was going to do it again in an hour, It's like, woo, right? And that's where being together for 40 days changes everything. This is about forgiveness, and it begins on this new moon energy, and it's taking us to a solar eclipse at April 19th, at the end of Aries, that is about the becoming of who we are. Join us tomorrow online. It's pretty packed for in person. If you want in person, you pretty much have to buy the $40 deal now, because it's just filled to the brim. But sign up. Sign up for tomorrow. You'll get this spiritual toolkit. It has the music to use for the meditation. It has a Word doc on what it is and what everything does for you. If you do the $40, you get invites to personal Zoom meditations. You'll get a personal reading on how this meditation, this liberation Aries energy, is affecting you personally, and more. So much more. I love you so much. I'm so excited. I always start doing this. I'm going to tell you something. Shh. So this liberation is about like changing your environment. It's said 7 generations ahead of me and 7 generations behind me are getting healed and coming into more joy and light and liberation, because I'm chanting this. Now, I cannot even tell you how many miracles come in these 40 days. But Tony and I always start the meditations before so that we really have it down and we're really into juju before we give it to you on the 40-day initiation, which is going to be tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Bringing your family along. Y'all, my son-in-law, he comes to Kundalini Yoga now every week. And my daughter comes every week. That is a miracle. They have 2 little ones. They run 2 businesses. They are so busy. And, it's their mom and dad. It's like, And here they are. It's those things that, here's what 40-day, these specific ones, because we use these very intricate, powerful mantras, they give you a miracle that you want, like it's floating around, but you don't even really grab onto it because it's like, oh yeah, I'd be neat if my kids came to Kundalini, but that's not going to happen. And it's not a deal breaker for me anyway. Though it finds those nuances and it gives you them, and then you know what? The ante's upped. And that's a whole nother thing about your liberation, about your forgiveness. I could go on and on, obviously. You got to try these purdies before you just go, there's nothing like that blended with a Kriya and breath work. It's going to blow your mind how much you're going to heal. And there's a journey. It always starts off honeymoon, and then God goes, yeah, this is your shit that we got to kind of rip out of your steely grip in order for you to be okay. And then that happens, and then there's this dip. Oh God. But you just keep meditating, and then you start to climb up and level out into a new sequence and frequency that is you. And it's higher than it used to be. And every time we do this work, we climb the ladder. And I want to climb it with you. So there's a link in my bio. Sign up for the 40-day global spring equinox meditation. Sign up for it. Sign up for it. And pay the $40 so you can be with us for 40 days. Sign up. I love you. Sat Nam.